Mame fa say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
Ashwafonya tifo mema obibia akwaba ha aye PENDREAM TV. Pastor Kebwache any Freeman family sembia to na after say President John Dramani Mahama oye appointment ewie Freeman family interested the best to John Dramani Mahama e appoint omo bebo amana jumatumi akoso aye Sam George and Samuel Okujetu Ablakwa na eba no parliamentary issues Sam George very quite radical and some who do be kawe hona Pastor Kebwache any Freeman family e dey to me person be come ho na yati omonsem no enchiremu subscribe to channel no jawajo today or comment section like na share jumadi no ma afoforo ensa enkami kama ho na yati ensa ma Ranford Kebwache any Freeman family e dey to
Freeman yanko yanim na yenin komoy
Ransford, Messad was CBM. I think so far so good. This is nearly Canada Mensaka. Okay. Nearly Canada see be two NPP about we go. I'm a Mampeni, John Dramani Mahama and NDC Aba. No. That was my goal. Say and coffee, no matter what, Omonko completely. And we share corner Ghana for some ma on call here now. Ransford. But me can say the data is there. The data is
I want a big gap.
It
was a big gap.
A huge gap. On I'm console, I feel I'm saying we will try the second month in Swabi. But so far so good. And with the appointment, you know, I know that be a make say major the amano. Eja onona yade to me ashaninsa and onona will name nipekua oni omubu maina ebeboano. Media ne say I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. See the social media here near te yanko baby ekoya yebeka anko yensuwa yebeka. And it's here honey dear mami nyaima mampeni John Dramani. But so far they're so good. So far so good. Especially with the appointment of Sam George in Samuel Okujetu Ablakwa. I was so pleased with it. I think that so far, you know, those two are my best. I see. Honorable Okujetu Ablakwa and
Omunyina Same in Indiana.
And yes, Omunyina on Semia Kasano. No be so. But the TSM Yakasami will be. I love people who are very hard and vocal. Okay. They say the thing the way it is. Or me a radical akra. That's my temperament. Okay. It is a ubitesa yana managing home. Yes. Until we share Sam George and so about parliamentary issues are quite radical. And only idea reporting home. And same thing applies to Mr. Samuel Okujetu Ablakwa. And with the Sona 2025, yes. Say what to expect in here. That Native American is I say. I feel that Mampeni John Dramani Mahama ba. The state of the nation, you know, and no one Ghana for Jina so the two about last year. I think Sebu building the nation, you know, and miracle. And I will be behind who I will wait me the Muslim, you know, I'm making any drastic change be Sebu, ye kase krabono Ogusua in penny for. You know, maybe what I'm expecting from the president, you know, is to come and tell Ghanaians the reality on the grounds. Say miniam Ghana for ejebo ejenya o man no monya e de ahye yensawi na ye ba ye no say na o man city sika sei na yanum dija ye amana no enkofu natu munyina obi ani tua rage here na wo e da ho donko all the scandals are also in the past 8 years no Ghana for binam Ghana said dumso asaba minim dumso cry ye ka ho asaba in case dumso asaba na say free NDC because say you NDC to me fa in film you know ko importing dumso free baby ba na say ko ya num ya na solve problem ya NDC ababeto eti I am entreating His Excellency Mampeni John Dramani Mahama say onye bold enough let him open the books na Ghana for nyina kan say this is the current situation and you know we are all coming to build. Sadia on say so far crambo ba ye crambo no. There are some policies or the aba many ajehopa say in regards to foreign travels. Say extravagant traveling be I hu hia no ina wa ban ni wa twem ni ade. Yes, that's the first step. You know ombie books no na Ghana for ina say economy no ni na ni hwe ni honkonfo no bibia kwata e kase ni ade. This is the IMF loan and kofuno koje e kase ne da yanim o man no ahase e na ye shase free. So I am not expecting the president to tell Ghana for say me buy enfie sorry bosmi mienu ni we ni aye no e no beba later because we all know say he's a nation builder. And it's like Ghana for at time 38% they might no more. Your time over 50-something% they might NDC, you know. It's the first State of the Nation address, you know. To let the people know the realities on the grounds. You say former sanitation minister more than $2 million as he can you can't feel in passy say afahi and fahi will be any baby henti or mechanical crunch Ghana for now. I think say you bet me at Nasi a debate on the rule state under NDC maybe next year, and I say at the latter part of the year, if the president goes back to parliament to give the State of the Nation, then we can expect to hear what NDC have done so far. But with this meeting one I think say it's just a reflection of what went on in the past 8 years of Akufo-Addo and the nation records. Ne entourage na omu ina kambo museo maino. Tino runs for now. I think so. Bisamia. That's it. Yeah.
Okay. Yang kuyenim na yang shade. Okay. So Gati.
Yeah.
Yawe arbo chawo pa bekasa.
Yeah.
Expectation.
Anyuma a car.
So the appointment you do nkomo bebre.
Oh, me problem. Yeah. Appointment today.
You do nkomo.
NDC for wodo pa nti kakra benye bi. Ebi so wonye bi. But one wonye bi no. Aya one kai da wonye bi mu na onwo bre. Mo wo mi there. Today ma ye na ye nyim no. Omampanyin obeti na gwa no do no. Onya ndu busum ebiempo. Busum ebien ondui. Enti obubu akunte ya akunte ni bebre no ofa ma obai a wabohu oye adekamuza abanda da no wodi jaw no and say ehun there o say he has discovered how the economy was criminally managed. Maybe he will throw a little light on that so that we'll know some snippets of the things, because I don't also expect there he will come and tell us everything he has discovered. Okay. Because some of them, if criminally we are, then he has to refer to Attorney General for some kind of maybe possible prosecutions and all that. Okay. Until that, we'll expect something. Again, he gave Ghanaians some promise, 120 days promise. We are still within the 120 days. Yeah. Until I'm expecting there the thematic goals are yes set within 120 no. Even though you do 120 no, Obe mention 1, 2, 3 or so to Ghanaians, so that Ghanaians will know that we are on the right path. Again, on the economy, a key issue. Naturally, you can say the economy is stabilizing in a way, because first, I am as a record, and you see, it got to a point you could not even bargain. Ekonobo bunara, because that was the order of the day. As Obama, all the excuses, which are very reasonable, there na dollar or kosor and at them, but for the period of 2 months, you know, you be $100 no crano, maybe a MPP could be or 17 to $1, 70 cities to $1, no. You can see there, ABBA around 15.5, and that has been stable for this period until it gives some kind of confidence to even the business projectors, those who project into how they should run their businesses when it comes to the forex and all that. Again, our security, and I realize that when we talk of security, we have so much issue in this country. Yenshe. Materialness road for
safety authority.
I have problem with them. When you travel on our roads, funny enough, during the campaign, from Bole, so I have to come to Winneba. So from Kumasi, we used the Mankasim Road.
Okay.
Every road not the Honinano. Baby, a speed ramp signboard. There is no speed ramps.
Wow.
Where there is speed ramps, there is there is no speed ramp sign. Yes, until you will slow down, thinking you have seen a signboard indicating that you have to slow down. Then there is nothing there. So when you make a mistake, the next time to say when I see signboard, there is no speed ramps. So let me drive on. Then you have issues. And this road, somebody paid for that road. Sure. And you just pay particular attention to the road signs. Maybe Accra better. But when you are using the highways, you see the challenges. And sign Ankasa Ebu, nobody cares. Esinitiade, nobody cares. And these people, they are there to ensure that the road infrastructure itself is in good shape before you talk about the next. But if the basic thing you are supposed to do for the citizens, you are not doing, then you go chasing the same citizen, you are giving them some kind of disservice, You go chase them to let them look like they are more or less some perpetrators of some crime, of which you yourself, enti one day, mean there a day in your na ya access your rules no. Now again, talk of the security again. Akufo-Addo what say ya claiming na? In fact, a crime be any Ghana ha or your complete road abekade you are driving through as if it was a case. Share me you sue a driving to Mampong through to Ejura. You see a kind of now what shall we baby? So you ask yourself, and you can share more risky areas. It will be somewhere there. It is a obirita odo. Now if you've gotten a road, then you get to a place you just have to slow down and then avail yourself. It's part of security concern. Me feel there, as even though it has to do with roads, because it has some security implications. I am expecting there we will talk about those things. In a nutshell, we are not expecting much, but we know there the state of the nation would reveal what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama came to meet. Then he would also tell us the goals he set within 120, those he has achieved, and then maybe make some few projections, especially as we are still waiting for the budget, 2025 budget come March 11th from the Honorable Finance Minister, Honorable Dr. Akufo-Addo Forson. And in a nutshell, that is what I'm expecting. That he will give us the past as he came to meet, what he has done within this period, and the little projections he can maybe dovetail us into the budget that is coming.
And some console or Jubilee House one, me per se BT a year President Mahama and a year Governor, a year Dr. Siamba, Iwia na Yatwaso.
And lives were disrupted because decisions were made with a narrow focus rather than the consideration of the human impact of those decisions. The Bank of Ghana had the opportunity to salvage some of these institutions to protect people's livelihoods while ensuring stability, but instead, an approach that ignored human consequences was what was made. The test of your patriotism in this solemn duty of economic governance lies in learning from these missteps, recognizing that policies must not only enforce regulations, but also safeguard the future of persons that depend on them. The lessons of the past remind us of the dangers of fiscal recklessness and the lasting harm it can inflict on an economy. When government resorts to unsustainable consumption, expenditure, financed by excessive and unregulated printing of money, the consequences can be severe, from spiraling inflation, erosion of incomes, to driving millions into poverty. Such actions not only weaken public confidence in financial institutions, but also threaten long-term stability. To safeguard our economy from these risks, we must uphold responsible fiscal management, strict adherence to legal and regulatory framework, and protect the independence of the Bank of Ghana. As President, I'm committed to ensuring that the central bank operates free from political interference, guided solely by its mandate. This is the path to building a resilient economy, one where policies are driven by discipline, foresight, and the best interests of the Ghanaian people. One thing for sure, I'm not going to come and ask you to print more money. I encourage you to work closely with key institutions, including the Ministry of Finance, Parliament, and the financial industry, while maintaining the independence your mandate requires. On behalf of the people of Ghana, I wish to extend my heartfelt congratulations to both of you. I'm confident in your expertise, vision, and integrity to discharge your mandate with excellence. I thank you very much. God bless our homeland, Ghana.
Okay, President John Dramani Mahama enra ceremony course so ever the Jubilee House. Nina say the governor and the deputy. So Timmy Momo Swai na face so ombe bojuma. Ti Dr. Johnson Kwesi Asiama and Dr. Zachary Momoni. Now no the newly appointed governor are sworn in. Dr. Johnson Asiama Ekasai.
It is with profound humility and a deep sense of responsibility that I stand before you today, honored by the trust that has been reposed in us to serve as Governor and Deputy Governor of the Bank of Ghana. Let me extend my sincere gratitude to His Excellency the President and Her Excellency the Vice President for this appointment, and to the Council of State for the endorsement of our appointment. Let me also acknowledge the unwavering support of our families, our colleagues, our friends, and mentors who have contributed to our careers so far. Under the leadership of His Excellency the President, Ghana is embarking on an economic reset. This reset is about stabilizing the macroeconomy and addressing key issues such as high inflation, persistent fiscal deficits, and excessive debt levels. Achieving this stability will require monetary and exchange rate policy reforms, fiscal austerity measures, and debt restructuring to reduce fiscal risks and create a stable economic environment. Excellencies, we are meeting today at a pivotal moment in our nation's economic history. The challenges before us require decisive leadership and prudent macroeconomic policies to reset the economy. Indeed, the Bank of Ghana is a key institution in this agenda to reset the economy and must remain steadfast in its mission to maintain price stability, ensure a sound financial system, and support economic growth.
Okay, Dr. Johnson Asiama and so identity ban. Free mind. When they acquire the central bank under the leadership of Akufo-Addo Faso, a good bank so krumha.
Yeah.
Manko for Kwamuchim. Now, administration assistant 2 months in here. A new governor has been appointed and then the deputy. What do you have for them?
It's simple. Say, for the past 8 years, I always start by saying that for the past 8 years because 8 years need dear Ransford. Say, horror movie as America, you're winning. Say, the biggest award in Hollywood. In fact, it was disastrous. And I say, Mekaya somewhere in 2023. Say, fix the country time no more and ebetodra. Say for the first time, EBS that day my senior brother might know, but me the name in TV that say central bank aboka. Anya bako aboka to so.
Yeah.
Ama as at that time no. Na ye car central bank in Aboa, it was about 60 billion plus. ATM youth no be sorry say yentiase e dey na mo go ade ye dey o man share won sa bank crab okay. Now the central bank in Poboka the other businesses there, and then no money. Intija, Emma, Meguno to Yahungu go Mountain so say. Omo ye or ye chere, Ako Bank of Ghana premises, Ako Bisa in Chenchemunientia Bank in Oboka. The governor, Ernest Addison, at that time, Eba Mountain chere, you to now about honey say, Omo ye hooligans. Say, on Tiasi, Nibienti or say you to know about baby Sase, the into the bank in Oboka. And apart from a Canada bank in the boy, you know, so they were okay. They saw to the collapse of certain prominent banks in this country. Those banks, you know, used to employ over thousands of people. Ebini GN Bank, you see, and Miko Kumasi, Minam Kwasuko Kumasi. I saw GN Banks, no, I think say bear me and Sa, Osha Sem Ponchini di Wow grow. Senyayo se nkusiu areho ni na be bibi tantan but meanwhile no the owner of the Gen Bank Mr. Parker say Indium no o ye campaign the ma NPP abai na so ba they saw to the collapse of the bank and maybe crack or now shows so on mainstream media crack say they can't even feed their families and what have you ain't you know as Addison kwa me de my dream was say NDC a prosecuting no because the man has been an economic terrorist. Oh, what ye pa ye can yes, ye can't life was say no any ye economy ye seek a semua ye de share in sa one mismanage ya. See Jan say uncle sa the other question ye try a sebia to ha obi aba be di Ghana bank in na say insasenka or no bebo ne homodin ama bank no crampo no enya faso na ye de aboa esiesie Ghana no obi say after all. And I started saying crab wrestle or ye yabo kabubro cra and kosiaga into no so ba no be ya no so be ye etimedi emi nyansemu any madri mu a NDC penifo mampedi John Dramani Mahama 18 mia on fa the nancy form na and started saying sanya mate say ya to nsafre the former finance minister oforiata he says it's a US no say he no yes say nature na okoyi me de nyamate no no nyame na meka obi so okoyi nature obi say there Emsenka oya bodam na sebi ye de na ko say yakwa kwaja yasa aye se omra ema meyi nsem anu a wodwane no e wo se ye de NS Addison so eto on the wanted list of ema ye ma ho kwan ma ni mfiri Ghana man yi mu ye prosecute no na the new governor na waba no mestre no meaning say NDC for they are different, you understand? It's something we have sat on social media are propagating over the years. Say NDC is a different party, which I can attest to that fact. Especially the first 4 years under Mampeni Mahama yen fatoho. Say enyuma Mampeni Mahama ye in fear nine and ya grow. Intino new governor Yabe, I believe we say things will begin to change. Now money printing issue no. A honor accept no Ransford. And the cost of living I can once a week. Me buy Ransford. The money they run like gas. As a near be gas pipe we as a canoe say show. Me buy when him say me security I mean me rounds be bra me ko be na no. E me akasa madam for be me refi crab manchia no. Mr. Godwin, very good guy. On one sponsor baby I me dani me security ni ade nyenti me de ne say metofu na me dua ne sem ni ade. E no crack e cramp no. Ebusianfo ba ku mienu miensa because they say me blow more than 10,000 in 2 weeks. Wow. Enti ya na me tabi sa me ho say omo moti Ghana crampo a ejaketua be 1,000, 2,000. How do they survive? Must we blame the NDC? We cannot blame the NDC. NDC Efra Bemu in 2070 samre na dollar rate you saying. Sabio. Now dollar rate here say Mampani John Dramani Mahama at town free $1 to 2 cedis. Eba ya bedru only about $1 to 4 cedis maximum. And Kofiaba in 8 years. And in 16 plus cedis or 15 or 14 plus cedis. How? Ni manage the money printing ya account because any money printing na e day na and Kofiatime di enfie watwepe ama ene Ghana aka as skyrocketing in nam over the bar. Over the bar. It's all this money printing now and I'm so about me under Baumia's watch. And a digital or share ya back of Ghana Gua. Almost say Bibia no be hiding under digital. You say the digital me be you get to grab a cram for your crew who you get your crew home. Mafao and Juma. Oh, it you know, and confront that Yenia bo money for more say make that be America. My snap brother is here. Or NDC ni may come and this in penny 40. Say NDC ebo omobre year. They'll be the first party here. It be breaking the 80 in this country. I swear to you before God, the man. Simple. Many grassroots you to know edin come on daily basis. Social media na romantic. Adia Ghana for pay. Mampeni John Dramani Mahama and set example. He Mrs. NDC meche and kofi emu baku mienu krampua. Ghanaians will die for NDC. Because youth need of course they want cost of living to come down and all these kind of things, you know. But you to not say adi baku a one jina so diti social media ebinum chese and this ne MPP penny say omo chese and this ba say and this ifra be mu a MPP akronfo omo wiadio omo yerio ye ba ye nchi obia NPP so ba hey when she akronfo omo prediska omo wiadio omo so kwa ye nchi obia. So this time no I want NDC to set that precedence. Se won to me yen to me fa on my bank and sha wonsa na won gavino star obia pe bia on ofane se asset ni susu adaka bia tamo pe bia no diskatum tamo pe bia no yiska. Emma yempo kra bisa wo say e di enti na bank ni boka utumi nya the audacity e found to catch say ain sebi yo ye hooligans ye nkwasiafo say ye bisa sa question no eti NDC pending for fire na nsi form na yembuama this new governor no on deliver by yenchin kwofo being set example minimum say we live in a democratic nation. Mampeni John Dramani Mahama ntimi so yen nka say yenchi we ntum je say there be dey mbom say echi ni parokrabu ko gina court na se mpo ye hwe ni nsemu na se court to chess okay asumesi anase kwabenten die onifo a Ghanaians have no problem. But whereby ye hu any channel of prosecution bia na ebesa na say another 4 years on saba dia ene na say sabre no dra Ghanaians will be the ones to decide. Senia omu decided the fate of Baumia ye tam 38.2% bada or see we pay huge gap no. But I believe the NDC is a listening government. Need to make us before I go. Mampeni John Dramani Mahama eshe ye bose oba. Ni ministers emro more than 60. And Panso Nancy Obabonte Beka say he is going by what he said. Eti na number 102 oba ye less than 2 months ni enyoma o ye krampo chiredi adanse say Mampeni John Dramani Mahama is a listening government. Oral team is a testimony. Investigations ahodua omo ye is a testimony for the first time krampo and na OSP Ura kisi eja bin etimi ato safre enkofo bi no mekra menti ni bi da obabonti be su yi nam ka seka mama kra ba enkobeko na so eja wa shasi ya ato safre enkofo bi no ni adenti no we still believe and we hope say bibia ebetimi atoto ye na cost of living no Ransford etimi aba for because you see
honey here pa
here me pa because bro ewiemu enyu na so enframa na ye born and wash sikasem no ye bibia here Ghana for pa se Ghana for be 20 year why sikasem se Ghana for be to abama so a sikasem so aye kani nyina no enam enyuma so anti 24-hour economy ni ye adwuma ye sikasem uko ye na Ghana for nya hoto na I believe say enu tina me che say NDC ye ni here they will be the first party breaking the 8 no crab simple for them.
I see.
Yes.
Say a governor of Bank of Ghana it's like a driver. A sure no pa. And you there check the oil will come. And they check the insu. Say that's it. Na in your market kitibia ede ye no. Ayena ansana. E best pack will car no crana. A best pack is you do kakra am oil no. Afufa wenjinum kakra. Ansana I move. It's basic. In fact, Obiawaye finance and economics be to a point, you know there are knobs or tools. Into the tools, and I apply. But let's see what happened. I agree with His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. On in there, you have Dr. Addison. Abba, now you find there are financial challenges with banks. There are clear tools you can use to salvage the situation. But what happened? There were tools like bailouts. There were tools like merger. Yes, cancellation is part of that's cancellation of license.
Okay,
is part of it. But they resorted, and that is why I agree with President Mahama that they were inhumane actions. They didn't even look at the people. Woye Juma, and that is why the central bank is there. It is there to salvage situation when there are crises. And in leadership, or in management, your leadership qualities comes to bear when you are in crisis. Nobody becomes a hero in a normal situation. So when we have crisis, and you, as governor, you decide to choose what will rather worsen the situation, then I think this thing must even be investigated into as to why those decisions were taken whilst we had the opportunity to even do a bailout. And by all calculations, the bailout was even cheaper than the cancellation. So I think there will be an investigation into it. My brother, a free mind, no Orekasano, Okade Imbebun, and I call Bank of Ghana. And in fact, at the time, members of parliament, including the minority leader at the time, cases are too bad forcing. They were referred to as hooligans. Yes. Members of parliament.
It's almost staged that demonstration.
Yes, they stayed there, and the other people joined
on board.
You see, this is the country they were running. They had no respect at all for any human being. That because you have been appointed as a governor and you are doing something that the people, even at the time, what did you do? And I think, like people have called for, I will also support there Obadum Bribino, and I know there President Mahama is not going to renege on that responsibility. There Akotinaho, and you there printing of money is even illegal because it will just cramp the economy. We call something overheating. When you print money without any work done, it brings overheating into the system. It blows your inflation and everything. And that was the situation we experienced. You can't just come and mismanage the economy and think that you can go and sit somewhere comfortable. No. All these people must be brought to book. And Dr. Isiama, there you have the experience. And in your time, you managed the situation so well, even though you were a deputy. And I know that you learned under so many experienced people, and we have believed in you there. You use the right tools to get us the right resource. Because you find the budget here what they require. So what you send year down there, we will not go beyond certain threshold in terms of expenditure. Now, you manage monetary policies in the year, it can still cause a mess. Because especially intervening in the financial market is key responsibility of the Bank of Ghana or the central bank. Into the tools they will apply to intervene to make sure that we will have a stable financial market or financial economy. No? That is where we are expecting there he would bring his expertise to bear. Na yetum yenya the results we want. Yes, Ghanaians will never forgive anybody who continue with this kind of mess. And I know he has gone through a lot. If say Nimuno in 2016, na Esheno and he went through a lot. Yeah. They were pulling him up and down. In fact, his colleague may so rest in peace again.
Second deputy now of him.
No, not a first deputy.
Not a first deputy.
Anyway, a second deputy.
Wow.
Listen now. In fact, at the time, court kade on difono. Oya who party we.
Wow.
Yes, he went to US and died there. He went through a lot. I know him personally.
I see.
Because now the your power no may masters for Gimpa. It's in fear na meda.
I see.
You see, they've gone through a lot. Until I know they punished all the financial institutions. You know what happened to Kofi Amwabing. You know what happened to Kwesindom. They all changed, not the collapse of their banks alone. No. They changed in figure.
Amwabing cried, they know, I feel too non crying.
Of course. Of course. So now it has become his lifestyle. Because you see, at the time, you have to free your mind to survive. And that is what they did. Had it not been that, they would have gone by now. Until you are Rishim, on your new person. You know, Addison just came on board and he came with a program. We all know the Japadier document. And you know he was part of the program. And that is why he stayed on for 8 years. Even when there was mess, he could get the gut to, you know, insult everybody and calling on the president to even put him in order. No, the president didn't mind anybody because he is perpetuating the agenda that they all have. But I know Isiama, John Dramani Mahama has only one agenda. The agenda is to reset Ghana. He has referred to that particular statement. And we want to correct the understanding of resetting to the MPP. That when we say we are resetting, doesn't mean the dollar will automatically go to 4 cities like Napo and the rest are saying.
As a kinky, as somebody kinky about one.
You know, these are childish understanding.
But on the economy.
Yeah.
You say economy be still on the central bank.
Yeah.
The indigenous banks.
Yeah.
They play key role.
Yeah.
And you tell Akufo-Addo now say whereby those indigenous banks were the target.
Yeah.
Virtually okolapsing na.
No. You know Akufo-Addo
ADB, Ghana Commercial Bank, and NIB crash status at the time no. Now another
now Consolidated Bank of Ghana.
So then they say to resurrect those banks because I friend say because you see those foreign banks, you know, they are in to make money. At the end of the day, proceeds. No they go on bagim na poor. But say Indum Bank ni jina because Indum can be before they collapsed Indum's bank. Was okay. Threshold now they are from 120 to 400 million. But my bank no I'm a contractor sika e dey akwa execute your project. So if I buy to your car, they will be able to pay me so that me so metua sika moji to establish my bank no. But into anya opportunity and a poor. So what should this gentleman what na ho? I would name the nitty-gritties of Enyeme Komunyada. Because President Mama is bringing him back because no Enyebia Kosibu Achana Gatana free mind. I feel now about study system no. Because President Mama nimere that is why your appointment be among for being tiase. Ocean appointment na power hoping ko energy. It took the one who knew the So what should your senior brother then as well because we need those indigenous banks into the system and also be for our economic recovery no.
Economy no. The financial intermediaries play a major role.
Okay.
And that is why we had a financial policy framework to widen these financial intermediaries, which are the banks, the credit, facilities that what you call microfinance and all that. Because at every point, when you are scaling down, you trickle down the framework. You will see that people will have access to fund, and when they have access with good monitoring and management of it, you will see that the fund will grow. So that is what John Dramani Mahama did to get so many banks on board. But the Akufo-Addo himself and the MPP came with an agenda to build a dynasty. Unfortunately, they've forgotten that we've moved away from dynasty, and therefore there is no way building a dynasty will survive. Until they just came to destroy, thinking that they will be powerful and powerful forever. But unfortunately, we live in a democracy that this kind of style will never be tolerated for a very long time. Until we have moved away from that place. Until today, Americano, on our way, he has to get his financial policy framework there. Okay, what is the expectation of the Ghanaian when it comes to banking? Now, say, we're expert today. Now, we cannot go to the commercial banks, but we need access to some kind of fund. Then, which intermediary will be conducive? Urban policy, and I set it for people to qualify to be on board. So that's it. And Tibesha, at the time, in order to get local banks, the policy was said that to even get a license to operate, you needed something minimal to get the license.
Yeah.
To even operate itself, your operational capital was something that maybe 4 or 5 small banks can put themselves together to get to certain status. So it is about the framework that would initiate the interest for other people to come on board. Sikane de amrebia mekade nyimpa no skan wu. Sikane bi o hye no, when there is confidence in the economy, people will bring it. When you have the right financial framework, people will come on board. Until the money is there, there was capital flight because the people didn't have trust in the economy. So whatever they get, they take it out. They don't even bring it back in any form and all that. People even shifted their businesses out of the country. It is all because our financial management policies were very wrong, and it was not helping them. Because imagine there, our responsibility back only that you intervene in the financial market, and this is the case. People, who are doing business and focus on forex all the time, they go, they come back, and they are making losses, and you sit down quietly without acting. Inti Sebekaya, I experienced some of the things Mahama did at the time to even reduce the demand for a dollar in 2014. The stress on some of us who were at Gimpa in 2014 was that fees, was almost about $9,000. So $9,000, you pay it in cedis. It was 2 cedis, 20 pesos. Then it moved to 2 cedis, 60 pesos. That was when the intervention came. That no, you can't charge a dollar in Ghana. So Gimpa at the time reviewed their fees to cedis. Until Nankere about at the time exchange rate of about 18,000. Well, 18,500. So that you can, at any point in time, you are comfortable of paying in cedis. In that, demand for dollar and kasampo okofum. So I know And these were the people who were then managing our monetary sector. Into coming on board with the hindsight of some of these actions, when you're there, he will definitely prefer some good tools that would, first of all, stabilize the financial market, and then again bring back the interest in the financial market business, so that the people who invest in that area will come on board. The money is still around, except that people invested elsewhere. So when you bring the right framework, they will just bring the money, and whichever policy you bring, depending upon the category, people will just invest in that category. If they qualify for microfinance with the right category, Obako invest to her. So qualify there, obey a small rural bank, also Obako ho. And again, the monitoring is also key. You cannot just sit down and say there, oh, people have mismanaged, because the Bank of Ghana itself takes money from the central bank and all other financial intermediaries in support of their work to make sure they would manage you, regulate you, and monitor what you do. So when there is continuous monitoring of the activities of these financial intermediaries, we feel there also obobwa, so that yenkonya situation by the time you wake up, you say, oh, this one, all cannot survive. That will create a huge problem. If all well fashioned out financial policy framework is laid, now at the Bank of Ghana, the monitoring department should also get to work, so that at any point in time, you know that everybody is on track. Now Ghana also wafa ne tampefra in that direction. When it comes to the fiscal management, we can trust Honorable Kezira Forsen. There, he will always do the right thing, at least for that side to pick. When that side pick and we manage this side well, we will get the harmony, and Ghana would get the desired results we all want, or we are yearned for.
Okay, young queen mention you better wrap up, because by 4 p.m. near upon mega cash lucky box mesodia of a key and a pound for the a year agro drive bro see win big win large into details no honor browdy traffic eco okito mobile phone there just a code be and everybody amount na was started a cash in the camera. Third Care Vision Center, Third Care sir. When your problem. Obre pansa no ho ade obra ansa no akenkan de utita paw yesi ani boy na ta kotrem itipa bibrebu wa nani etima ne tipa no anase ope ahweni wa papa ahye ane bo fomo a Third Care and Vision Center ne kan for the amount DVL is so ma tumi krata se ebra akoje o license no obeba for eye examination test. Into one of the centers, Yama accreditation, Obetimi Aba, Nabia Swetima Konka Kama, El Honum, Tika Nation and so. You're not rich. You're the Sunday from Modern Chrome, Airport Residential Area, Upseat Mirage Residence, Yaban Association International School, Yajuma every day, Frere 0245 938 389. Solak Natural Clinic. Solak is a band of fertility problems. Or band be mama transia cha ma. A Solak Natural Clinic. Chronic white and agono. Or better the teddy amount. Sciatica. Joint pains. Knee pains. Pains be our name munufako. Or shadi on huni papa. Or ba ninsebu adane problem. Ye lab test. Prostate. Ika scan. And a fibroid scan. So you trebi. Sanso and a BMI. And ye afis your banner massage na your dear kunya dear beye ointment dear honum and a oil dear so honum your kukumrimly or greater Accra ye ben Harvard Senior High School Oko Kaswa Old Market second bus stop no on Sabekai after overhead no Osabe kan 0553 932 631 0553 932 631. Mr. Kill product kunu for ene diaba. Mr. Kill memadro. Unya bi abebo ye papa amot me for ntoma pa efra. Enti bema o energy level eko eye form bema eneyi unkotudwe ene usisi mu nyina gove. Mr. Kill no bema wasan geni o physical fitness ni biem. Eti ne etie no bora babia tunton ro bia on potemo. Okwaso pe kunu for dra ye fere Mr. Kill no bi ato. Member no monso so modie no. Free mind. Yenko na yen wrap it up. Then na person can akwanya na ma o person dey wrap it up in next 2-3 minutes no. Na me no wie na fe minya okwan.
All right. Nia me pese Ghana for ina ati ase. And it's because Efimra NDC buy for almost 2 months ni. Ya shasi ayenya messages and I na wona mo say NDC never ya want the somebody dollar net say okọ Ghana system no situation no it is saying yenso ni ansase no it is saying for ni antia say nation building like I said before enya miracle enya sebio ta fracture. Let there be light, and there was light. There be bibia a systematic. I don't think there's anywhere in the world that penny be etimide bosumi nu empo aye any meaningful project or policy or implemented any meaningful policy. Yes, when you answer na omoka ho asem no. Ya amfa one day pe and asa bosumi nu na say no. Sounds na ye ntimi mfa bosumi nu so NCC. If you ask crab no, if you are building something, it's much more difficult than destroying. Ubetimi de eda ba kwa say bibi ba so ka say usia can take you years. Enti mampani Mahama Bay sa confidence ni gidi na ye wo NDC muni ni mu no eno nti ena ye to abama omo overwhelmingly nti ye ma wo mre na ne resetting Ghana na oka ho asem no on chase na on resetting my because minimum say oba yi kakra bi a wa ye kra bo kire say ampa resetting Ghana no. Yes. We be too car about you, man. Yep.
Nah, committee area ho.
Yep.
Okay. And then Makofa by yeah, and then no say then I see. And rather sumu ade.
Aha. I say.
Oh, no move.
Sorry. What can me cry say you. Ransford. Master DBB. I think said omudum kanya baby now somebody came to write on social media saying, hey, Mahama dum so asaba. But you see, funny thing, no. Under Akufo-Addo, you dum kania, now your money deal, your ECGD. So where is the problem? LPP Bresu dum so buy, hey, na Ghana haniati. Then energy minister na po.
Ghana.
Common timetable crab na ye bisa no crab ka say, ye pa yanka sa no. Let us go and create our own timetable. But Mampedi John Dramani Mahama ba NDC aban enya the humility. Actually, what share Ghana for pipeline no home maintenance or more yene and your ma and nam soon tino ebia more experience 1 or 2 power outages. What I say, and no cramp no fixing no will take some time because for first 4 years on ya over 2 doom so now so would be fixing and son no problem. Tenen confiaba na say solution na and nam so of fixing and confuit me for being kaho and nam so doom so asaba. We should believe we say then this man. He has done it before, and I'm so obetimi affix it. Eti Ghana for na ye man mre. The pressure is becoming too much. Onya miracle worker.
But still no system no more cool. Apart from lighting
than
system.
Before.
Than before. Yeah. One thing I like about John Mahama is that leader there say only problem now solving.
Yeah.
So the moment occur, the first time I say I'll fix it. Me se me ya de anye hwan na ye ade we ade na say kwa be be fast so be ni ye san John Mahama Suba.
Yes.
And I said true leader be or good leader be no solution first we are now was me say be akoko be say wachire but just starting to come anybody sign and go to one but at the end of the day you have to get it done.
Yes. It just to add some little to what you've already said, we know Mahama onye nipa foforo bia aye sankofa ya waye bida obetimi aye ya botre any support and any mainstream media the same more radio so near the answer or social media no yebetimi aboa ama ne daye son ne policies of person or digu akwan mu ema Ghana utmire setting na o man no fa ne ntuma pefra no yemwa ne sa na I believe things will get better.
All right. Gate ya proper chima
more thing there MPP fu we feel the business as usual aban ba attack aban no na amanfo no won fa aban no hebufu na won fon to aba enti aban no, and that is what they've started so quickly. Share energy mpa what the vetting committee, you ask yourself that so are they the same people and a wo bo man ya Ghana focus and a one for behind no. But you see leadership qualities of John Dramani Mahama. Time we negotiate minimum wage. You saw the president himself for the first time in that particular meeting.
Yeah,
they agreed on a figure. Then Adam, doctor, former last minute finance minister, will take advantage. Oh, say economy was criminally manager. Enka 2024 24%. But they've forgotten that they gave 4% in 2021. 4%.
Yeah, okay.
They gave 7% in 2022. Now you are going into elections, and you know how the workers of this country have suffered under inflation of 54.3%.
52.4%.
No, it went to 54.3.
Okay.
54.3%. That is the height of the inflation. And what people don't even know is say, we feel there, say 54.3, now by 25. It means it reduced. It never reduced. The 25 was an addition of the 54. So that's it. Because inflation is a continuous increase in prices. So it doesn't mean that the price is reduced. So if you give 4% and the inflation of 54.3%, which was the height of it, then in election year, you compensate workers. That is because of that, it means the economy was managed well. Then I think the MPP itself in opposition should still do introspection and retrospection of how they govern this country. In fact, they've gone out there to investigate why they lost the elections. And as we speak, the report is in. And it indicated so clearly that Ghanaians were annoyed with the way Akufo-Addo managed this country. And even in their own campaign, they could not see how Bawumia could run away from the mess. Yes, it is in their report. Start reviewing the report. It is in their own report. So, yes, so if you come and tell Ghanaians there, because we gave 24% in 2024, the election year, so the economy was well managed. Please, we are saying that we are resetting the country.
Yeah.
We are building the Ghana we all want together.
Yes.
That is the focus. And therefore, we will sit down with Ghanaians at any point on the journey for them to, and that is why you see the education, there is a forum, economy, we all sit down, Jojo, let's get the way forward. Because Obiawa management behind there, the best way to get results at any institution is to do a bottom-up approach. Because when the person feels there, he contributed in the decision, the person abides by that decision.
Okay.
Subscribe to channel like and share to my dear number for and set and kabi. Comment section also now do adventure about my crowd. You'll be here in the next video.
PENDREAM TV now so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.